Good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to my garage. Today we are going to talk about stabilizer bar end links, or sway bar end links is another name you may have heard them called. We're going to discuss what their purpose is and when to replace them. So, to give you a little bit about the description and operation of this component here, what these bars or end links are responsible for are to work with the sway bar to control body roll during cornering. So sometimes on vehicles you may experience a condition in which you're taking a good turn and it feels like the body's rolling more on you rolling on you more than it should. It could, if that's the case, it could be related to these particular components right here, or something within your stabilizer bar or sway bar itself. Definitely something you need to inspect and get a good sense for, is this what's causing my problem or not? On some of these newer vehicles that are equipped with sensors like G-force sensors or steering angle sensors, you might see yaw rate sensor or something like that. Those could lead to excessive activation of the vehicle stability control or traction control if these are worn out and you are experiencing excessive body roll. When these wear out, you're not going to really experience any sort of steering play or wander and weave associated with the symptoms. So you don't have to worry about, hey, if this thing breaks, I'm going to end up all over the road. That's just not the case. It's just going to affect your handling through corners. Okay, so I guess from here we're going to discuss when we should replace them. So here we have the Toyota Prius that we just did the head gasket repair on. And during the head gasket repair, what I noticed was that the sway bar end link boots were severely mungered up. And this is just due to normal wear and tear. You know, this is normal to have happen. Your suspension it experiences the most abuse in the entire car system when it comes to road shock. So, you know, periodically when we check these things during service and whatnot, and we see it looking like this is a good indicator that it's time to replace it. Other things that you might see is they completely break or they just get play. This particular one doesn't really have too much play. It's just that knuckle is going to get dried out and then eventually it's going to end up having that play. So we're going to want to replace this. So the actual process to replace this component is very simple. It's just two nuts. You're going to get the appropriate size socket to remove this 17 on this car. And then once that one is removed, you do the bottom one. Sometimes it may be a little difficult to get the nut all the way off because the shaft that it's sitting on will spin. But if you hold it with a pair of pliers sometimes, it'll come right out. Then we just replace the actual end link. Once it's in its spot, we put the new hardware on. We gun it on. That's all it takes to replace your sway bar end link. The other side is the same exact process. Once you do install new ones on there, it's possible you might experience a difference in the way your vehicle handles. Hopefully it's a little better. So after you get done installing the sway bar link bushings, or the sway bar end links, I'm sorry, it's usually good to take the vehicle out for a test drive, make sure you don't have any abnormal noises and things that may have developed from something you may have left loose or whatnot. Again, it comes down to quality checks and making sure that the quality of our craftsmanship is, not only good quality but safe. All of us mess up every now and then, and it's always our responsibility to double check and make sure we didn't, no matter how good we get. So after you do the sway bar end links, you may notice that there's a little bit difference in the way your vehicle handles. You'll probably notice that around corners it's a little stiffer, which is in a sense a really good thing. One thing to note after replacing these sway bar end links is they will not affect your alignment at all. So getting your vehicle aligned after you replace the end links is not necessary, unless your alignment was off for whatever reason going into the repair. Everything seems to be doing very well right now at this point in time. I'm very pleased to see that this vehicle is quiet. There's no clunks or anything like that. So yeah, that's it, guys. Sway bar end links is one of the easiest things you can do as far as making sure that you maintain your vehicle. Aside from normal everyday maintenance, it's not complicated at all.